Hi everybody, this is Britt, the creator and producer of Sell Your Body Show, which is a sex positivity variety show in Houston, Texas. I wanted to take a moment to answer the question about whether or not Sell Your Body Show is sexy. And to answer your question, yes, everything I do is very sexy, but Sell Your Body Show actually isn't just about sex. It is about the nature of exploitation, the nature of consent, and the nature of entertainment. And so though we do focus a lot of energy, I say we, though I do focus a lot of my creative energy around helping people become more safe in their sexuality and providing different perspectives on the human body and sexuality. While that is a priority in the show, it's definitely not the extent of what the show is trying to communicate. Some of the core values are that nudity is not consent, performance is not exploitation, and that sexuality is not shameful. And so those are the three things that I like to keep in mind when I'm booking or when I'm creating performances for the show. I think that anyone who sells their body is doing just fine. And that some of the stigma that we have around sex work and sexuality is kind of inundated with our capitalist ideas about what it means to sell our body or even to give our body away. And the closest correlation that I see to that is with entertainers. And so when I was doing stand-up comedy and exploring sex work, I was noticing the difference between how I was treated when I was telling jokes on stage and using my body in that way, and then the way that I was treated like as a cam girl using my body that way. And one of them is, everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to see a girl doing stand-up, like using her voice and using her sexuality and using her humor. And then I'm using those exact same things when I'm a cam girl, but it's definitely seen in a different way. And so exploring the intersection of that internally has been so rewarding for me, and then being able to kind of express that concept in a bunch of different ways and really take apart how we feel about people being on stage, how we feel about people using their body, how we feel about our own bodies, how we feel about embarrassment, how we feel about exploration and being vulnerable. These are all things that the show kind of touches on, and often it's not very intentional because, I can book a poet and give them some kind of loose guidelines about the amount of time that I want them to take, and normally I just give the artists a lot of creative freedom. So burlesque dancers, performance artists, comics, there's some games, and I'm also always open to people just pitching stuff and seeing what happens. So when I'm working on this show, I work within the realm of where I'm coming from as a person and the values that are important to me. But I've noticed in giving artists a lot of creative freedom, they are exploring things like what it means to use their body, what it means to be seen on stage, what it means to be vulnerable. And it really doesn't matter whether or not they do something sexual while they're doing that, or whether or not they take off their clothes. Because the energy and the atmosphere of Sell Your Body Show is not necessarily about sex or sexuality. It's about exploration and understanding and empathy. And I really hope, as we move to doing this online, that will translate. And I'm really excited to see what people come up with submissions. And I really hope that Sell Your Body Show grows to exhibit these values more so than the flashy name, which I'm still very proud of, by the way. And so if you're interested in Sell Your Body Show, I really encourage you to visit the website. If you have any activism that aligns with some of those values, I would love to signal boost you. So drop whatever you're doing in the comments. And I hope you're doing okay. I'm sending lots of love.